on the fade. On the fade. But let me know if you guys could actually hear me, because I know the intro for some reason wasn't playing the audio, and that sucks. But right now, you guys cannot hear me, right? Just to make sure. I wonder why that is right now. Audio not working. The playback looks sped up. Okay, wait. Let me check myself right now. Let me go check myself out because I want to see. Right now. Oh, okay. So, all right. So mic's working. Just heard myself. I'm glad to know that that's at least that's working right now. I don't know what happened to the intro. My apologies for that. But again, welcome back to Run the Fade. We are back, and this is the show that is here to expose people, expose them for who they really are. And as you guys saw in the title, it says AC and Spider Loc Mexican Taco Edition. Now, let me say what's up to the live chat. We have Enrique Ledesma. We have The One 818. We have Oni64. Fuck Your Feelings. Jaime. John Rod. Oni64. Did I ever say your name? I already said your name. Focus LA. Little Darth Star. We have Eugenio Herrera. Rio G Designs. Tarp Lover. We also have Shots Fired. And all right, Not in Sync. Is that what I'm getting? The channel is tripping. It might be because I'm using this. I haven't used this for a while, so I guess it's just adjusting to its setting. Now you say that it's not syncing right. Let me know in the chat if you guys see that it's not doing that. Because as far as I can tell, we're not dropping any frames. Okay, scratch that. We are definitely dropping a lot of frames. That's probably not a good thing. Judging from the way things look. Actually, it says about 1% of frames that I've been dropping. I'm using a little under 4%. It's all good now? Okay, great. All right, I just wanted to make sure about that. Okay, so today's show is basically because I saw earlier today ChicanoTube talk about this issue, this subject. This is something that I have been seeing also, and I'm not gonna lie, it got on my nerves like a motherfucker. Audio is slightly off and aesthetically. Well, that's not good. Give me 1 second. Now, I would say that there was something off about this. Let me make sure you guys can still hear me, even though I'm talking right now. because it could be because I had maybe two audios going on at the same time. That might be it. The computer is overheating probably. You know what, Jake? It just might be because it. I'm not gonna lie, it's super hot right now. Not in a good way. But let me check myself out just to make sure that we are good. We want you back on Rodent Radio. Well, hopefully someday soon. Probably. You know what, Jake? It just might be because it. I'm not gonna lie, it's super hot right now. Not in a good way. But let me check myself out just to make sure that we are good. We want you back on Rodent Radio. Well, hopefully someday soon. All right, so I definitely hear the what I thought was echoing there. So that's not cool. We don't want that. All right, so one of these mofos here is gonna have to go. Which is I'm not too sure which one, but let's try this one. My apologies, guys. I haven't used this. You see, when I set up this whole Prism thing, I have different scenes for different shows. One being Marvelous Minds, one being Run the Fade, and the other one being News with Norbies. All right, great. So I did lower the volume on one of these outputs that I had up here, and I think that was causing it. Hopefully, that's it for now. Hopefully, when it comes to like producing a live podcast in very little bit of time, you kind of just have to hope for the best. I think anybody that does live podcasting pretty much can relate, unless you have like a whole team setting it up for you. With this does make it easier. Uh, Aside from that, audio is good. Let's get back to the topic. So the topic was Chicano Tube. Shout out Chicano Tube. He did his show earlier this afternoon. You guys could check it out. He talked about this whole situation with American Cholo and Spider Loc, because apparently they did this whole segment where they wanted to speak on black and brown relationships, which, in my opinion, is definitely a very important topic to be talking about. Talking about black and brown relationship is always an important topic to talk about. Here's my only beef with their whole show. A lot of the word Mexican was being thrown a lot in that conversation. And what bothered me, and I think what bothered many other people, is that there was not one Mexican in that panel. You had two black dudes, I think a white guy, and then you had an Hondureño. And that's a great thing. They should speak on their relationship as far as black and Hondureños. Even the raza. But what I don't appreciate is that they use the word Mexican. And you know what? That's a good question, OS64. Do I think it was a skit? That's a very good one because, a lot of these guys, like a lot of these podcasters, like No Jumper and they like to create fake narratives, fake issues. And they tend to stir the pot. And American Cholo is no stranger to stirring the pot. He's no stranger to speaking things that will obviously get people's attention, because you guys can see already on YouTube, everybody's talking about it. Everybody's talking about the whole situation that Spider Loc left and walked out, and some even praising American Cholo for his way of standing up for, I guess, raza, but not really raza. But my gripe here is that let's start with American Cholo, because that one's very simple. the guy doesn't learn his lesson, or that guy doesn't realize what he is. He uses the word Mexican. He uses Mexicans as a way to win an argument against this man named Spider Loc. In the sense where he says if us Mexicans don't show up to these shows for all these black hip hop artists, they wouldn't have a career. He uses us as his prop, as his tool to win an argument. And it's annoying because I don't care if you're married to a Mexican, you shouldn't be using Mexicans as your get out of jail card, your Uno card, the one thing that's gonna win an argument for you. You're not Mexican, Gil. Stop saying Mexican. You did that with that other guy that made the music video making fun of Mexicans. You couldn't even tell that guy you weren't Mexican. It's annoying that you, a grown ass man, can't say, oh, well, you know what? I'm not Mexican. Let me not speak on them. Let a Mexican speak on Mexican things. I'm from Honduras. Let me speak for an Hondureño. And I think you would get a lot more respect out of that. What is disappointing is I see a lot of these other podcasters praising him for what he did, saying that American Cholo did a solid thing for standing up for raza. Mind you, these are Mexican guys that were saying these things. That he did good. He didn't do good. He embarrassed us. He embarrassed himself. He embarrassed Hondureños. Because this guy keeps using us to win arguments. This guy cannot use his own background to speak for him. He uses our background. He uses our people. He uses our money so that he could win an argument against a guy named Spider Loc. And let's move on to Spider Loc. He seems like a very knowledgeable guy. He seems that he definitely knows his black history. I can tell that he loves his black history. And that's great. Everybody should look into their roots, look into their history and love it and learn from it. It's a beautiful thing. And I commend them for that. What was painfully obvious in that whole interaction with him and Gil was the fact that he really knows nothing about Mexicans. Now, and I say this because of that reference he used to represent, I guess, Mexican culture. Where and this is what I'm not too sure if he was insulting hip hop or he was just he was really just insulting Mexicans. Because he says this line, let hip hop be our taco. Let hip hop be our taco. Now, in the black community, hip hop's a huge thing for them. That is something that they gave the culture, the American culture. That is something that they worked with Puerto Ricans to create. And the community itself that was over there in New York. I mean, KRS-One says it was a group effort. It wasn't just one race thing. And I'll leave that at that. You want any more of that? Talk to KRS-One. But Spider Loc seems to think that the highest peak for Mexican culture are tacos. He seems to think that that's who we are. That's our fame to glory. That's our fame for anything is taco. He compares our taco to the blacks' hip hop. Really? Because me as a Mexican, I don't see tacos as our glory to history, to the history of humankind. or culture at that. It's a food. It's a dish. But you're gonna compare it to your hip hop. I think for me that tells me a lot. That tells me that Spider Loc doesn't really know any Mexican history, and it's actually insulting. It's insulting for the fact that he seems to think and say that our fame comes from tacos. Our culture, the highest thing in our culture are tacos. It's fucking food. That's got to be the stupidest thing you could ever say about Mexicans. Oh, your claim to fame is tacos, right? That's what you people do. You guys do tacos. That's what you guys are known for. That's your hip hop. It's funny that he would just say tacos. He wouldn't say mariachi, even though he knows mariachi is Mexican music. But Spider Loc decided to say tacos to compare it to hip hop. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. And here you have Gil, the guy that's using us to win arguments, not saying anything. Well, let me stop you right there. Mexicans are not known for just tacos. But obviously he's not. He's not. Because one, he's not Mexican. And two, he just uses us. He uses our culture, our people, so he could win a fucking argument against a guy that doesn't even take the time to actually look into our history and see the many accomplishments that we have done and that we have given to humankind. But he compares hip hop to tacos because apparently to him tacos is what makes us us. What makes us famous, our tacos. Now, don't get me wrong. Tacos are delicious. They're great. I love them. They've been part of my life since I was born. But it's not our history. It's a fucking food. And for Spider Loc to compare us, our culture, to that, comparing it to his hip hop, is rather insulting. If you're going to talk about Mexicans, at least you could do is actually learn about our culture. If you're not going to learn about our culture, why do you even talk about us? Spider Loc, do me a favor. If you're going to talk about us Mexicans, because you were really talking about Mexicans. You weren't talking about browns. You weren't talking about Latinos, Hispanics. You were talking about Mexicans. Because if you're from LA, the majority of the Browns are Mexicans. And you went to that guy's show, and I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and believe that you probably believe Gil is a Mexican. Why? Because he probably hasn't even told you he's from Honduras. But if you knew that he was from Honduras and you sat there speaking on Mexicans, knowing that that guy's not a Mexican, that says a lot about you. You don't respect us enough to actually say, you know what, Gil, maybe if we're going to talk about Mexicans, we should actually have a Mexican here. It's like me having a whole panel of a bunch of brown guys, a lot of Mexicans, and we're just talking about black issues. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to anybody? It doesn't make sense to nobody because you don't do that. You don't talk about a culture that can't even speak for themselves. Gil wasn't going to speak for us. Gil doesn't speak for us. And he's not even going to correct you when you said, let hip hop be our taco. I'm sorry, but that's got to be the stupidest thing anybody can say. My respects, but that's got to be the stupidest thing you could say, that you want hip hop to be your taco. And you know that Mexicans have mariachi. You could have just said, let hip hop be our mariachi. But no, you decided to say taco, a food. A food. That's like me saying, let our mariachi be our gumbo. Spider Look, let our mariachi be our gumbo. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to anybody? And I want to talk more about this because I even said this when I went to the last time I went to Chicano 2's platform. The word Chicano, the word Mexican is being dragged through the mud. And it's being dragged through the mud by non-Mexicans, by non-Chicanos. Everything that's getting shitted on that's Chicano and Mexican is by people that aren't even that. They're not Mexican. They're not Chicanos. They use us to benefit them. They use us so they can have a point. I'm tired of it. I'm pretty sure you guys are tired of it. If you're going to use a culture, use your own culture. Don't use our culture. Keep the word Mexican out of your mouth when it comes to like talking about relationships between blacks and browns. Because we're not there to defend ourselves. We're not there to speak on our history while you belittle it, stating that our fame to our claim to fame are tacos. Our claim to fame are tacos. What the fuck? So this is why I want to do this tonight, because I saw two things. Spider Look doesn't respect Mexicans. Gil, we all know Gil doesn't respect Mexicans. But I want to put this out there. You guys need to talk about your own cultures within yourselves. Gil, stop talking about Mexicans. You're not a Mexican. Don't bring us up to win your arguments. Spider Look, if you're going to talk about us, learn a little bit of our history. I'm not telling you should, but I'm just saying if you're going to speak on Mexicans, at least the least you could do is learn a little bit about their history. Talk to a real Mexican. Talk to a real Chicano. Because from what I understand, from what I've seen, Spider Look doesn't really have a whole lot of love for us Mexicans. And it's crazy because he talks about us, he brings us up, but here and there he'll throw his little jab. And I try to think back, like what did I know about Spider Look from back then? And I remember that he did do another interview with American Cholo, and he did point out that apparently Mexicans need to master the English language. Master the English language. And I think he was referring to as far as rapping, as far as using English to rap. And to that, I would say, well, look, Spider Look, again, learn the history. Learn the history, because as far as I know, English in California wasn't even a main language or a language till like what? Maybe, let's give it maybe a little under 200 years ago. Before that, it was all Spanish and the indigenous language of the land. Your culture has been able to listen and understand and master the English language, as you put it, for about maybe 500 years. Give us some time to master this language, because we already got Spanish down. We'll get English down too. Because the one thing about us, Raza, is that we'll learn it. Sure, we won't have it that quickly. We wouldn't master it so quickly, but we'll get it because we have. I mean, think about it, Spider Look. Your English doesn't mean shit south of here. You go to Mexico, your English isn't going to save your ass. You go to Central America, not going to save your ass. You go to South America, it's not going to save your ass. You go anywhere south of the U.S. and your English doesn't mean shit. But here you are telling us that we haven't mastered it, and that's okay. We're just adapting to it just now. We already mastered Spanish. We mastered Spanish so well that they had to rewrite the Spanish dictionary because we had more words than Europe, than Spain dictionary. That's how good we are at language, that we master it. And we do it so well that we put new words for everybody. We'll do the same for English. We'll master it and then we'll make it ours also. But that was my rant. That was my thoughts. What I really wanted to do is hear you guys out there, that because I hear all these other podcasters talk about all this, but not let you guys talk about this, because you guys are important. You guys are the community. You guys are the people. And if these platforms aren't giving you guys a voice, like what's the point? Because you guys are only talking out of your asses about things that you have nothing to do with, and don't allow the people to actually put in their 2 cents. And I think that's definitely important. So with that being said, let me work on getting the phone going so I could get your calls, and you guys can tell me what you feel about the whole situation. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm over exaggerating. Maybe I'm seeing something that's not really there. But this is why this platform exists, so that you guys have a voice. You guys can tell me, you know what, Norbies, it's kind of a stretch. And I'm more than willing to listen. All right, let me see if I still have the number up here. All right, guys, maybe I got to move it a little bit. Let me move that right here. All right, guys, if you guys have something to say, you guys, I want to hear your opinion. I want to know if I'm wrong. Am I exaggerating? Am I seeing something that really isn't there? I want to hear what you guys have to say. Because honestly, especially the live chat. The live chat is important to me. It's always been important to me. It's always been a key factor in every podcast. So for me to hear your opinions on this is very important. Shout out to Johnny 5, Denver Dirt Bike Squad, DJ Fidel, the 1818, Elite Playmaker, Beanie, Enrique Ledesma, Roberto Hernandez, Jaime, Torta Slayer, Jaime, Chicana Lifestyle Bay Area, SD Roots, Mrs. Chicano too. Shout out to her. If you guys haven't seen her, follow her on Instagram. She got some badass pictures. She's a professional photographer. All right, guys. I don't hear it, but let's see if it goes through. Caller, give me a second, because I think I need to connect you to the roadcaster. Hold on, give me 1 second. Let's see if it goes through. Caller, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. ¿Cómo estás, primo?
Aquí nomás. Thank you for calling, man. What do you think about tonight's topic?
Hey, man, you know what? I'm a fan. La neta, ahorita me tomé unas tecates. I'm the elite playmaker.
Hey.
Pero la raza está pesada y chingona, güey. Si eres mexicano, aquí estamos para triunfar. Unfortunately, we're our own worst enemy, Tomina.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm here to support you, homie. Mejor get the next caller because I'm a little lit, way.
I
But
appreciate you,
support.
man.
I'm gonna be in the chat.
Gracias, man. I appreciate you.
Ahí estamos, primo.
Pues. Love the support. All right, guys. Phones are working. So let me read some of this live chat while we get another call. Jaime says, Viva Cristo Rey is definition of Chicano to me. DJ Fidel says, open the lines, vato. They are open, DJ Fidel. Chicano Lifestyle Bay Area says, real Chicano 100 celebrate black and brown in the Bay. That's right. I can give you ingredients, but the sauce ain't going to be the same. Elite Playmaker says, get your CDL, bro, then eventually get your own truck and start your LLC. Damn, that's a good idea. SD Root says, why are you talking on AC after you be... You know what? Because I'm me. Clearly, I'm the guy that shows up. Clearly, I don't care about those things. Clearly, I'll still show up again. That's why. Because at the end of the day, Chicanos, Mexicanos, we clearly do not give up. We keep fighting. We keep talking our shit. We keep becoming revolutionaries. Because we rather die than let the system win. Let the system take advantage of us. That's why. We don't stay down. We get up until we can't anymore. Saludos to Miss Chicano too. I just saw that. Let's see. SD Roots. No entiendes. No, we don't. And trust me, I'm not the only one. Let's see. Elite Player says, Enrique, gracias. Trust me, if I can do that, if I can do it, so can you. Yes, sir. SD Root. He definitely would cheap shot at me. Gabriel Perez, you should change the name to the podcast from Run the... nah, it doesn't have the same effect. Torta Slayer. I gotta give it to you guys. You guys do know I am a roast king, right? I mean, you guys gonna have to get a little bit more clever than that, especially on me. I mean, you gotta remember, I'm the guy that got another guy to make, calls to bring down stuff because he got butthurt. Shout out to Chicano Tube. He's in the house. Chicano Tube, thank you for doing that afternoon show. I enjoyed it. It was great. I love the topic. I think the name you gave Chola was Baby Sinclair. Baby Sinclair. And I definitely see it. All right, guys. So again, lines are open. If you guys want to call, roast, talk shit, let me know if I'm wrong. Give me a call. All right, so I got a big shot calling it like I see it. Orale, Mikey. Wish you the best. All right. That's right, Norbies. Keep pushing, my honey, and I support you. Thank you. I appreciate you too. Roberto says, Enrique, let him think whatever he wants, bro. He can think he's a mathematician. Cada cabeza es un mundo. That's very true. Gilbert Ortiz is in the house. Thank you for coming through. Let's see. Denver Dirt Bike Squad says AC needs to give it up. He said he will end this podcast if he didn't get 100K subs. Well, like a Chicano 2 pointed out today, that was his first lie. Caller, your name, where are you calling from?
From Salinas, California, cabrón.
Oh, shit. Is this the man, same Chicano 2? Mikey?
Well, I appreciate you. Hey, Norbies, yes, it's me, cabrón. ¿Cómo estás?
Aquí nomás. Just piggybacking off your afternoon show segment.
So that's the reason I called in. First of all, saludos to your platform. Saludos to all of you, everyone that's in the chat. It's always a great conversation. I noticed you got a lot of very sophisticated people in the chat. Witty comments, that's what it's about. Keep the calls coming in, you guys. We love it, and we're here from you. YouTube Landia is all entertainment at the end of the day. But yes, I called in, cabron, because I heard you say what I was talking about today, and I think it's an important topic. Definitely. Because I said, imagine everyone that was rallying behind Baby Sinclair and saying, join his movement. Well, he would have already wrecked the car like 2 or 3 times.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So I don't want to say I told you so, but the proof's in the pudding already. And then as far as mentioning, what if Mexicans do this? What if Mexicans do that? What if Mexicans do that? First of all, it takes a Mexican to speak for a Mexican and that grew up in the Mexican experience.
Yes.
So again, a lot of things are going on over there. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to talk about it, but hey, these cabrones, it's hard to just avoid them.
It really is. And you know what? I kind of did too. And then I remember the Spider-Loc character, speaking on Mexicans and having to master the English language from another interview. And now he's here, comparing Mexicans, claim to fame tacos as hip hop.
See, and there's a lot of videos, I got to be honest with you, that I don't know. So I don't know the character, but anyone can read the energy. If you just saw 2 minutes of it, okay?
Yeah.
You got one individual that's very calm and very collected, and it's trying to give off this respectful energy so we can take the conversation. And then you got another individual who had too much tequila, and it's kind of it's crossing lines. And then he's bringing Mexicans into it. Hey, it's Mexican Heritage Month.
Yes.
We don't need more broncas. We get into broncas every pinche weekend. We'll crack a bottle of tequila over your head.
Yep.
Nos vale, okay?
Yeah.
Somos raza. But again, we just don't need any more wars and any more people dragging us into wars.
No, we don't. We don't. We really don't, especially this clown.
And that's all I wanted to say, cabron. So, hey, first call on Norby's won't be the last. I'm going to save it on the speed dial. Hey, saludos to you. Buenas noches to you. Buenas noches to the whole chapiazo.
Definitely. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, man. Everybody go and make sure you follow Chicano Tube. Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Ándale, buenas noches.
Buenas noches. And there you have it. And again, I'm glad he did his show because that also inspired me to, speak on it. And Chicano Tubes, he's our guy in Central Cal. He's our rep in Central Cal. And I noticed that here in Southern Cal, there wasn't any Mexicans or Chicanos really saying like, wait a minute, why the fuck are you guys talking about us? We're not even in that room. And here you guys are talking about us. Leave our culture out of your argument, your discussions, when you don't even have a Mexican in that room. The least you guys, both of you, could do is respect our culture, our people, and not bring us up. Unless you have a Mexican in there that can actually speak on these things. Aside from that, you guys really shouldn't be talking about us. Respectfully. All right. Shout out to HCP's Chemistry. Much love to you also, man. Two-Face Entertainment. Always good to have you here, man. Everybody, man, I'm glad you guys tapped in tonight. And this is what I'm talking about, guys. We need to start standing up for ourselves. We need to start, protecting our reputation as Chicanos, as Mexicans. Because I had a conversation with a friend. And he's tired of it. He's tired of anything Chicano. He's tired of anything Chicano. Why? Because you have individuals that just make it look really bad. Like you have gangster rap connected to Chicanos. And it's not like that. They make Chicanos look worse by creating a bad situation and then adding the word Chicano to your title. Keep us out of it, guys. Let's take back the word Chicano. Let's take the word Mexicano back. Let's make it secure. Let's lock it up for a bit. Let's call out the people that are using it that aren't even Mexicans, aren't even Chicanos, and let's tell them, hey, why are you talking about Chicanos and Mexicans? You're none of those things. Respectfully, leave us out of your conversation. Aside from that, again, lines are open. If you want to talk about it, you want to tell me I'm wrong, you want to tell me I'm right, you want to add to it, give us a call. Aside from that, I did want to play these videos because I thought that was pretty funny right here that not only do we have Spider Loc talking on Mexicans. We have Gil the Hondureño talking about Mexicans. But we also have a white boy talking about Mexicans. Let me see if I could bring this up. All right, give me a second, guys. And I just saw this today, and I thought it was just hilarious. I'm like, really, at this point, everybody except the Mexican doesn't talk about these things. And because, we don't need to talk about these things. We take care of our own shit. We don't need these guys talking about us. Okay, let's see. All right, there it is. Let's see if you guys could hear it, though. That's probably way too loud. There we go.
Dick.
Okay, no, but dick
He uses the Mexican dick.
That's a very
Popular Mexican slang term.
Come on, dick.
It's
You call your best friend that.
It's a friendly dick.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not.
Mexican.
They tried that.
Wait. Imagine every Mexican, an artist say, this is a black rap, this is a black this, don't support us. What's going to happen? Who goes to the majority of these fucking places?
That's not the point.
No, what you mean?
Wait, can you guys hear that? Just let me know if you guys can even hear that. Let me know if you guys were actually able to hear that. And let me actually put that on screen. My bad. Okay. All right, let me... I told you before that I'm using 2 computers, 1 mouse, and 1 keyboard. Let me see. Were you guys able to hear that, though? Audio is good? All right, cool. All right, well, there's the image also. And let me switch this back to this. All right.
That ain't the point, huh? You can't sit there and say
every time you get loud and animated doesn't mean I'm not making sense.
No, you
brother.
sat there and said that it doesn't. Imagine if every Mexican did not go to the concerts. What would happen? We'll stop to exist.
Then
We are part of it, bro. We are homies.
okay.
And that's what I'm talking about. Why are you using Mexican?
I'm glad the audience can see how much he's bullying my perspective.
I'm a little guy, bro. Hold on.
I don't get a chance to speak. I don't get a chance to respond, react, or anything. There's theatrics. I didn't realize we was in like a comedy show.
I would have respected him a lot more had he not compared, he had not said that our claim to fame are tacos. Like their claim to fame is hip hop.
Too.
Watch this.
I thought we was coming here to politic.
We are, Dick. Stop, bro.
Dick?
Stop. I say,
See, you called him dick.
Okay, no, but dick
He uses the Mexican
Dick is
dick.
the Mexican
that's a very
dick.
And there's the part. The Güero Adam 16 also speaking for Mexicans, saying that that's the Mexican dick. Apparently, we have our own version of the word dick. Like, come on. We have Adam 16 here even talking for Mexicans. I didn't hear the rest of this, so we'll both hear it together.
like
Popular Mexican slang term.
Come on, dick.
It's
You call your best friend that.
It's a friendly dick.
Yes.
It's not like you're a straight up
friendly
dickhead.
dick.
It's just like you're kind of being a dick.
He didn't call him a cock.
It's not a.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I like how we have the white guy, the Jewish guy, and the black dude coming up with what the word dick means for Mexicans. It's crazy, right? It's crazy. We have everybody talking about what things in Mexico for Mexicans mean. We let so many people just speak on Mexicans and Chicano issues that at this point, anybody can talk about it. Anybody can make up anything about it.
that basically sets him up to walk out here.
I say that in a loving way. When I say dick to a
Don't
homie,
touch me when you talk about dicks. Please, bro. I'm a real one, homie. I'm a man. I got grown sons, bro. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's too much tequila or what, bro. We lose. Hey, I'm glad that.
I honestly do not believe it's too much tequila. That's just how he is.
Been here. Black Box Productions, Cliche T3, shout out to American Cholo. We about
We're still
here, man.
going. No, we still going. What's up?
Oh, you said what?
So we still going.
Also, this just for commentary. This whole thing is just for commentary. Just gotta put it out there.
We good after this.
Yeah. So what else? What else you got in mind?
I think after this we'll just wrap it up and see what's up.
Let's say sexy
Yeah, I
food.
definitely we definitely need to get this going, man. Again, I love the healthy conversation and the topics, the hot topics.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't a healthy conversation. It was bad as soon as you guys started talking about Mexicans.
Again, I don't know if he wanted to answer as far as what he felt like what's needed to be done to bring the communities together. But yeah, that's what I'm about. I answer. Did you answer?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, what did you feel?
As far
I mean, that's basically it right there. My number one thing, if somebody's going to walk out on the podcast and you're controlling the boards, how dare you not show them walking out? The whole point is to show Spider-Loc getting up out of his chair and awkwardly walking out of there.
Yeah.
That's the
Well, again, like we said, No Jumper are professionals as to making up fake narrative, creating scenes, and he just explained it. He just explained you should have made it look more dramatic. That's how you get. I'm pretty sure that's what he's thinking. That's how you get more numbers. Because there's all a bunch of fake shit when it comes to like Adam 16's No Jumper and every other podcaster that creates all these weird, stupid beefs against each other. But what I really do want is just not them talking about Mexicans. I don't know if they speak on anything more. Let's see if they say anything else.
whole point of a walkout.
Yeah.
And they try to like cover up for it like you might not
We're
notice
gonna keep going.
by
We're gonna
immediately
keep going.
switching the camera. They don't show Spider-Loc after that, but you can also tell that Spider-Loc is sitting on the other side of the camera because American Cholo keeps referring to him afterwards. So it's obvious that he's in the room.
Want to leave for real?
But like
That's not his
Come
homie.
on,
That's
big bro.
not.
You got-
that's Spotify. He's just sitting.
Use the term dick. It's for, and he over abused that. I know he heard a Southsider or a Mexican use the term dick. It's for, and like referring to a friend or somebody close to him before.
I would assume.
There you go, guys. It gets even worse. Now we have another dude, a black brother, coming up with Mexican terms. And it sucks because, as far as I know, we're not trying to break apart the way their slang is. We don't do that. Because frankly, it's none of our business. But here you have the white guy, the Jewish guy, and the black dude speaking on Mexican language. Now is the time that we need to protect the word, protect our culture, look out for it, call out these fake Mexicanos, fake Chicanos that are supporting these people, that are literally telling us what our culture is, what our language means.
He would if he has any Mexican.
Yeah. Like, come on, dig. I was on a sick one, dig.
Yeah, that's like there's no. But I guess the combination of him being called dick while
Let's hear that again.
Mexican use the term dick. It's for,
Let's hear these guys talk like a Mexican.
and like referring to a friend or somebody close to him before.
I would assume he would if he has any Mexican.
Yeah. Like, come on, dig. I was on a sick one, dig.
Yeah, that's like there's no. But I guess the combination of him being called dick while he like touched him, I guess through because like you said, don't touch me while you say dick. That's what.
Nah, it was just the rest of the extras. I think they got to the bottom of that probably.
I gotta be honest, dude. I feel like despite the unprofessionalism of leaving a podcast early, he did like. I feel like Spider-Loc did it in a very professional way.
I was thinking, but he has a point. If we, I don't know what the topic was, but if we stopped a lot of stuff, that shit wouldn't exist. It wouldn't hit the same.
So I'm assuming, I think it's a pretty safe assumption that the conversation stemmed from hip hop being black culture and anybody who's
For
not,
sure.
right.
Yes.
Right.
It sounded like an extension of the like, can Eminem be the best doesn't matter if fucking white people invented it, because the way we judge football players is like who scores the most points.
Right. Yeah.
But when you're talking about like lyrically, he's the best.
And that look, and although I disagree with that statement,
in the NFL, in the NBA, that are equally athletic as a black man, it's gonna happen.
Okay, so
it's not gonna happen as much with these certain areas, but it's like, what do you think? How many black men are fucking out accounting? It's not gonna happen that much. You get what I'm saying?
Let me ask you.
Let him talk, and he was laughing a lot, and it felt like he was like laughing to lessen the tension. But then the actual effect was that Spider-Loc kind of felt offended and like he was making a mockery of him.
He felt offended. I felt offended. You guys felt offended. Let me see if I could pull up show you guys this other video that where he was talking about where Spider-Loc was talking about the English language.
Any homies that's your race that I can say whatever it comes to the top of my mind without them be offensive, they do the same thing. It's never a problem, but he got so
What did
emotional.
they find offensive?
He found offensive the fact that I said mastery of the English language. Is that your answer? And then there was another. I couldn't.
Mind you, for background, he was talking about Criminal, and Criminal being from Ecuador, not a Mexican either.
Couldn't believe it.
Because you know about me, you know about me.
Imagine, give me what's this? Is it a music called mariachi? Is that a kind of music?
The mariachi with yeah.
Any kind of Spanish. What's the music?
And you see how he's trying to get an answer of what Mexican music is, and he finds out that it's mariachi. But this was an episode from, let's see, this was, let's see, do I find the date around here? I don't see the date on here. Okay, 5 months ago. This was 5 months ago, where he asked about Mexican music. And he found out that was mariachi. 5 months ago, he knew mariachi was Mexican music. Go back to the show he had with American Cholo, and he compared hip hop music to tacos.
Like mariachi.
That's a music, right? Yeah. For your culture. Could you imagine me asking you, damn, Lupe, why your people don't collab with my people more? And you tell me, man, you guys don't really speak Spanish right. How can the fuck that be offensive?
You know, I mean.
Hey, just to let you know, there are black people that definitely do mariachi music. But again, since Spider-Loc doesn't take the time to actually learn Mexican culture, he just goes on assumptions or anything he probably sees on YouTube. Doesn't realize that there are blacks in mariachi music. Not only are there blacks in mariachi music, there are blacks in Mexico that are actually Mexicans. But again, because he's just like Gil, he'll find whatever he can to win an argument and make himself look like he's right, which really just backfires on him.
I don't find it offensive, but like me.
I mean, just I deal with a lot of Mexicans, bro. I mean, I think that probably they could take offense to that by saying like, dang, like so it's because we ain't mastered how to speak English. Is the reason why blacks don't want to.
This is a Sereno asking me about, not me personally. He said, why do I believe throughout the years more of our people haven't collabed more in the hip hop?
Because I think back then.
And I said, I don't know, maybe. And this is what I'm thinking. Yeah. All the songs we bump, right? That we love through the years. With the right beat, the right people on it. And then you got somebody coming there saying, "Tricky old English with my vatos." And that's the typical approach throughout the years. He asked me why through the years it hasn't happened.
Again, you guys saw it right there. I don't even know what that was. Well, I kind of do. And I could tell you right now, there's a lot of Chicanos, a lot of Mexican rappers that do not sound like that. And again, I can't blame him for not looking at actual records or history, because he loves his black culture. He loves his hip hop. And just like Whack 100, they're scared that Chicanos and Mexicanos are collaborating, are becoming part of it, are shining also doing it. But he needs to know that Mexicans, Chicanos, had a lot to do with West Coast hip hop. A lot to do. A lot of the biggest West Coast tracks were produced by a Chicano, by a Mexican. But again, I don't expect him to learn that part about the industry, about the business. He knows whatever he's into. I honestly never heard a Spider Loc album. If he is a rapper or producer or whatever he is, he's definitely in the music because he seems to talk a lot about it. He just doesn't know a whole lot about it.
More. He asked me why I personally haven't done it. He asked me, why do I believe through the years there hasn't been more collab? And as I sat there on the spot and ran through my Rolodex of memories and thoughts on the subject matter, it doesn't mesh well. And the way it doesn't mesh well is because when we typically through the years have listened to this music, we listen.
Yeah, but then the answer is difference in style, not
my thought. It's not a fact. It's my.
You see, I gotta give it to the brother in red right there because he seems to understand the differences in culture and in styles. And there are a lot of different styles when it comes to rap.
He asked me why I thought. And I answered to him the best of, this is what I may think. I had other thoughts if I would have.
You said mastery of the language.
Of the English language.
That's not the same thing.
I didn't indicate a lack of. What I'm saying is you and I may master English language to a certain level of we communicate the same. Doesn't mean we're.
Yeah, the funny part right there is that he could easily just pointed to that girl right there. Like, for instance, you haven't mastered the English language, but he didn't do that.
It doesn't mean we're excellent at English,
rap songs,
but we've mastered it to a level where we communicate on a similar level.
Right.
Their mastery, whether it's higher or lower, it's at a different level to where it doesn't quite click when we come together. You could come from Baton Rouge. I could come from LA. You could come from New York. And then we get on a beat to talk our shit, our different accents, our different slang. It still meshes to a certain degree.
Right.
You could be G'd up. You could be somebody I respect as much as I know as a Sereno, but when you jump on the record.
Again, guys, this is for commentary. Just got to keep saying that because, I don't want any of these guys giving me a strike. But this is what I don't understand. This guy does come off as knowledgeable, respectful, but here you are like saying you guys haven't mastered it. You're not at that level. If we try to bring you in, we're not gonna be able to like understand what the fuck you're saying. You don't fit in with ours. We because our English is at a level where if we're from the South or the North or the West or the East, we all somehow understand what we're talking about. Which is odd, Like, bro, who are you talking to? Seriously, who are you talking to that you don't understand their English? That's crazy. Let's keep listening.
Being yourself is a totally different sound than what we typically.
You saying the hip hop language. You talking about like they not mastering the hip hop language because a West Coast nigga could rap like a East Coast nigga or any type shit. Because it's all in one. I see what you're saying.
And whether we speak broken English or Ebonics, we have a similar mastery of the English language. And when people are ESL, typically they have a similar mastery. Just like there are certain things that Hispanics say that are slightly off of how we would say them every time. Like just like they'll say like something like this. Let me just give you an example. Like, hey, you going to the game? Yeah, I'm gonna go there right now. We don't say I'm gonna go there right now. That's some shit y'all say every time.
You know what?
I'm gonna go there right now. I'm gonna go there. Right. Let me listen to that thing again.
Hey, you going to the game? Yeah, I'm gonna go there right now. We don't say I'm gonna go there right now. That's some shit y'all say every time.
You know what it is? Like, when I speak English, because I didn't learn English till
I'm going to go there right now. I'm going to go there right now. I'm going to go there right now. Is that what he said? I'm going to go there right now. I guess he wants to properly say, I'm going to go there right now. But like I said earlier, when we take a language, we not only master that language, we make up words for it. Is it our fault you don't keep up with our English? No. We don't expect you to, because it's not your culture. It's our culture. You don't see us. Okay, I was going to say you don't see us picking up on your language, but that's clearly wrong, because there are a lot of raza that are definitely picking up on their language. But I could definitely say there's a lot of phrases in their vocabulary that a lot of motherfuckers can't understand either. But that's okay, because that's how you mastered the language. That's how you made it your language. Just like we made it our language. But to criticize us because we're Mexican, because in probably in his eyes, we're not American, we're not from here, it's wrong. Say it correctly or don't say it at all. Which I think is dumb, because I could honestly say in their culture, they definitely have a loose way of saying the English language also. But that's their culture. And that's okay. But to criticize us for doing the same thing and then saying that we're not on your level is completely wrong. Am I wrong? Let me know.
So I was in kindergarten, bro. So, excuse me, but like when you speak in Spanish, it's backwards.
Exactly.
That's what it is. So like the way we say a sentence in Spanish is gonna sound different in English, because we say it kind of backwards. So knowing the two languages and then the accent makes it even more hard.
So if there's a certain culture of,
and that's something that I would think Spider-Look will respect. The part where she just mentioned, we have two languages to work with. We have Spanish and English. Bro, you only got English. No disrespect, but we're working with two languages here. Some of us even working with three, maybe even four. But you can't criticize us when we get all these languages mixed up with each other.
opening your mouth on top of beats that has become popular with a certain group of people. And then the people that are not from that group, as they attempt to collab and fuck around, ask me, hey, why you don't collab more? And I sit back and ask, say, damn, it has to be, first of all, from my thought, I believe it has something to do with the mastery of the language. It doesn't connect.
Because even some of my songs, I like when I say chunky neighborhoods, bro, it seems like you could tell I'm not saying chunky. Like you're saying chinky. Like I'm saying chunky, bro. You know what I'm saying?
But you have a lot of practice. Like even Blue Devil, he's not a crip. But I love the way you say, check out the video. I can't roll it. But he like, the next video, it's not black. It's
an accent.
It's something different. It's so different. I might not want to hear it on a rap song, but I'm attracted to it I like the way that shit roll. Right.
Shout out to Hater World.
Shout out to Hater World. And I'm gonna say this though, Blue Devil, you ain't shit because
I'm gonna stop it right there.
He said I had a lot of trash music recently. You know what I did? I politely texted.
Who said that?
Blue Devil.
Oh, he's a hater, bro.
It's Hater's World. I should have known what I was saying.
You know, he been talking about me, bro.
But he got love for you, though. He got love for you. But this is what happened with the thing. You on Spider, and all you do is... That's what that was. So I'm not tripping. I know what it was when he even uttered it. Because he has been so supportive. It's kind of like 40-0, maybe week number 3.
Others, I know that he is more full of it, unfortunately, because he mentions that individual in a very respectful way. So those were the videos that I wanted to show you guys, because I thought it's crazy how everybody is using the Mexican culture, using the Chicano culture to their own advantage, not being Mexican, not being Chicano. But here they are speaking on it, talking about it like it's theirs, and then criticizing it and making fun of it and being actually disrespectful towards it when we're not there to defend ourselves. So I would definitely say that segment that they try to push between having a conversation that would speak on black and brown, relationships was definitely an epic fail. It was an epic fail because they spoke on something, on a culture they shouldn't have talked about. Gil shouldn't have talked about Mexicans, and Spider-Loc shouldn't have compared hip hop to tacos. All right, I got a caller. Let's see. Caller, your name, where you calling from? Caller. Hello? Yes, sir.
Norby?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Hey, yo, what's up, man? Yeah, you live?
Yes, sir. What can I do for you tonight? How you doing?
Yeah, man, I just wanted to salute you, give you a shout out, man. I see you getting back to business.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Well, I'm trying.
This reminds me of the old, of the old Norbies when you was first started up your channel, just fucking reacting to all of the shit going on.
Then there's a lot of shit. Thank you, man. I appreciate that because that's what I want to do, man. We need to, like I said, we need to protect what we have because it's all we got.
Yeah, for sure. And these conversations need to be had.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And there ain't too many people really touching on those things. So
no, there's not. And if there is,
keep it up, man.
If there is, they're in agreement with the way they're talking. And
they're being biased about stuff. Oh, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to really talk. But you're really digging deep, and that's what we need.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I'm glad you're enjoying that.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm gonna keep tuning in, man.
All right, thanks, man. I will do. Thank you, man.
All right,
appreciate it.
Yep, bye.
And yeah, and again, like I said, not too many people want to talk about certain podcasters that might be Chicano or Mexicans. They're not talking about it, and if they are talking about it, they're very biased and in agreement with these individuals. Like, how can you be a Mexican or a Chicano and not find that offensive? Not find it offensive that they're using your culture without anybody from your culture being there. How do you say that? Oh yeah, that's good. It was very good. It was solid. There's nothing solid about that. Let's go to the live chat. All right, Big Foo. He said he's making shit up. DJ Fidel, Gil is taking English ESL classes with Spider-Loc. Lila says Cypress Hill. Centrical, this is why we need to support our own creators, talent, and not them because they don't fuck with us at the end of the day. Facts. P-Dog. Spider-Loc went on Gil's studio and threw a subliminal with the 30 versus 1 being realistic. All right. Oh, we got a super chat. Much love to GW, $5. I am black, and you're right about that AC episode. It was dumb convo. Thank you, man. I appreciate that very much. So, because it really was. Had there been a Mexican in there to actually defend us, it probably would have been a better conversation. But because that element was not there, it just became Spider-Loc and Gil talking about Mexicans. Let's see. We have Eric via Lobo say, great show tonight. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Jaime, Spider-Loc likes Enrique Ledesma, bro. What the fuck? How is Raza not from here? Majority of blacks are rooted in the Americas and South. Beanie, sure thing, sir. Let me tuck in my accent. Jamie, I'm sorry, I'm saying Jamie, but it's actually Jaime. My bad. Jaime, Spider-Loc like Tobe. Central Cal, Fax Narvis. Thank you, man. Spike Chapo in Calimac. That's why I speak like this. Ghetto Vallero says Fax Narvis. Thank you. DJ Fidel, Spider-Loc teaching English classes now. I mean, since he feels that he has a mastery of it, I mean, I would. Central Cal, we have to master the English and Spanish language. I definitely believe we mastered the Spanish language. We didn't have much of a choice on that matter because the entire system from even California, Texas, Arizona, all the way down to Chile, the Spanish language, the governments that were created pushed the Spanish language. So we didn't really have a choice but to learn the language in order to be a part of that system. Let's see, we have Denver Dirt Bikes. Corridos are way better than hip hop any day. Well, that's a good example. Corridos. The least he could have said is corridos. But tacos? Come on. Roberto Hernandez, that's his opinion, Arby. That's all. If you was there, that would have that would have you done fight him. No mames. You know what, Roberto? I'm glad you said that though. Because if I was there, I would definitely say, wait a minute. Let me put a stop there. You cannot use tacos and compare it to hip hop. If you're going to do a comparison like that, do it with actual genres. You could have said mariachi. You could have said corridos. Shit. You could have said, I think it was folk songs, even folk songs. You could have used any of those things, but you use food as a reference, which I believe, in my opinion, that was an insult to hip hop, and that was an insult to us. Because I definitely wouldn't compare hip hop to tacos. Let's see. Okay, we got another call. Caller, your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, what's up, Wapo?
Hey, what's up, man? How can I do? How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm coming from. Hold on, I'm coming from down in California. Hey, wait. First of all, I want to give you your props, cabrón.
Thank you.
You said whatever you had to say, bro.
Yeah.
All right, and I'm not even bringing up whatever the bullshit they had, but you said whatever you had to say, and you fucking stood by it.
Yeah.
And you have some fucking bolas, cabrón.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
All right, now, as far as like your whatever conversation you're having, which I don't know what it is. I just saw your fucking page and I doubted it. To be honest with you, but I'll be out of it, dog. But I know, but I know the shit you went through, dog. You have the bolas, and you still stand by your word.
Yes,
and yeah, man. And by the way,
yeah,
you stand by the indigenous. I'm a Yaqui indigenous. I stand by the Yaqui tribe.
That's right.
Yo soy
Shout out to Yaquis.
Yeah, yo soy de Yaqui. Yeah, todos los Yaquis, original tribe from Sonora, from Sonora.
Yeah.
We're from Arizona / Arizona. It wasn't the one time we didn't have to name Arizona / fucking Sonora as if there were two tribes. No, there were one tribe.
Yeah.
And it was slashed in half. One was created by America. The other, and whatever the other one became was Sonora. But that's what I'm all about. But I mean, I appreciate you, brother.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you for representing for the Yaquis, man. Because we definitely need to, be part of our tribes and also shout them out because it's very important. Because all our tribes were here originally. These are our lands, and we're gonna get them back, and we are getting them back.
That is the truth. And you know what's crazy about what's going on right now?
Yes.
Did you know that the right side, the right in America has always been, the Mexicans. First it was the Mexicans, and then it was the Salvadorians, the MS-13.
Mm-hmm. So
they always want something, right? And guess who it is now? Oh my God, the Venezuelans.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the Venezuelans.
Yeah.
You know what it is, dude?
Yeah.
They're just scared of raza overclaiming our own land. That's all it is.
Facts.
They're scared of Sanchez over fucking what's the Smith. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. That's all it is.
That's all it is. That's all it is. That was. Yeah. But you're right though. They are afraid that we are taking back what is rightfully ours. And that's why
That's the goddamn truth.
And that's why I tell people, don't worry about reparations. Don't worry about requesting our land back. We're gonna get it back regardless. They can't stop us. We're having babies like bunnies. We're going to completely take it over by population.
My compadres, a couple of my homies have even Mexicanos have kids with black women, and their kids are dark black.
Yeah.
With like curly black hair, and they speak like Mexicanas.
Hey.
And they're like, "Oh my God, hey, mija," and we're talking to each other like, and they speak like me, because these kids, they don't know color no more, bro. We have to stop talking about color and being like, hey, don't do this, and these kids don't know color, bro.
And that's how it is in our culture, man.
My compadres, yes, sir. And that's what it is in our culture. But the thing is, our compadres are going to have kids with black people or black girls, and guess what? Yes, their genes are dominant, but if you teach them a different way, they're going to learn the Mexicana way. She's like, hey, mija, a little black girl, ¿cómo se llama tu primo? ¿Cómo se llama tu primo? ¿Cómo se llama tu primo? CHOLO closely. And I'm like, oh my God. If any other black person, like an actual black guy, will look at this black girl, her last name is Navarro, and she'll be like, what's your cousin's last name? Huitzilopochtli. And she's like, oh my God, because they're Chicanos.
Yeah.
Because she grew up in a Chicano household.
Hell yeah.
So this is becoming Hispanic / Mexican / indigenous, whatever you want to call yourself.
Yeah.
/ native land. And that's one of the reasons why what's going on right now is a resurgence of the people coming back to what it was, because this land speaks for itself. It will do, brother.
Yeah, it will.
You know what I mean?
Yes, definitely.
And we're going to come back.
We are. That's it. Órale, igualmente. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Thanks for the call. Ah, pues. Because it's true. We're going to take back all of this by population. Because when they came over, our population were dwindling. And like I said it once, I'm not sure where, but something happened where our population dwindled. Our numbers became low once again. And I think even in science, even in history, they show that something happened in this part of the world that caused the population to drop dramatically. But now that our population on the rise, has been on the rise, we are slowly but surely taking over. I think recently I saw a report that that Raza is now the majority in Texas, in California. Shit, probably in Arizona. We're taking back what is ours. We're not going to take it back by, demanding the courts to give it back, demanding the government to give it back. We're going to take it back because we will be the majority and we will change the laws for us because these lands belong to us. Our blood came from here. It didn't come from Asia. I'll tell you that much. GW71 dropped $5, said, bro is spitting facts. Shout out to him. Thank you, man. Much appreciate you. Caller, your name, where are you calling from?
Yo, it's the homie Kike from the city of Escondido.
Ah, shit. Kike, it's good to hear from you, man. How you doing tonight?
What the fuck's up, fool? Yeah, good to see you back. Shout out to Chicano, too, for helping you get back on the horse, homie, and fucking ride that shit full throttle.
Definitely. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. That, and I appreciate him also.
Okay, so I got a couple points, man. Everybody needs to start dumping their stock on these Cali Mac burger franchises because they are crashing and they're crashing hard.
Oh, they got to sell it now. They got to sell it quick.
Ain't nobody buying those whack ass burgers, fool.
Ain't nobody buying.
How do you get punked on your own podcast, bro?
How do you? Oh, right. And give the people a little background on that so they could understand what you mean.
Fucking, what do you mean, dog? Fucking Spider Loc controlled the narrative and shit from the gate, man. This motherfucker was straight acting scared and nervous, bro. It's fucking embarrassing, dog.
No, I didn't see the entire thing. I definitely just saw the clips that most people were putting up, and I took everything from those clips.
Yeah, I saw that clip too, man. I mean, how you gonna be calling a man a dick and then over here trying to reach and fucking grab his arm and shit, man? What the fuck is wrong with you, bro?
Oh yeah, you're right, man. That was just weird. And let me give a correction here from GW. I meant the other guy, not you, fool. All right, he meant the caller, not me. Thanks for that correction. But yeah, I definitely saw that. I definitely saw that he was touching him. He was getting too friendly, and that's why I know he tends to do that a lot with guys. Like why are you touching me?
Hey, you know an interesting point somebody brought up too. Remember how he said he was only bringing up this fucking energy of bringing this retaliation. He cherry picks who he wants to go after, right? Once they call him out or talk shit about him.
Yes.
It's funny how everything goes full circle, fool. Not too long ago, I believe he was criticizing Lucky for shout out to Hoodstocks, but Lucky from Hoodstocks for being a fucking a drunk or whatever on his podcast and not allegedly being able to handle his fucking liquor, bro.
Yeah.
And then this motherfucker has a couple of shots too many and shit and just starts going off the fucking rails, man.
Yep.
Fucking embarrassing, dog. If you can't drink and hang, fool, just fucking hang it up and don't even do it at all. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. That that's crazy how you pick and choose who you talk about and who you don't want to talk about. And I love it when they talk shit about somebody and then it comes to bite them in the ass. Because that's literally what happened to a lot of fools. They started talking, especially when it came to me, they started talking shit about me. And now a lot of people got fired or left people's shows. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. And here's another one, man. I got a bone to pick with Mr. Spider Loc over here too. All right. So he claims to be a master of the English language, right? Quote unquote, in his own right. Okay, right. I'll give you that.
Okay.
All right. How when we start talking about lyricists, man, West Coast, East Coast, Midwest, down south, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
How many motherfuckers got Spider Loc in their top 10? Their top 50.
Good point.
Their top 100, man.
Good point.
As Tony A says, man, where are the hits, my man? Where are the hits?
Where are the hits? Exactly.
All right. Now, on that same point that it comes to mastering languages, right?
Yes.
How about taking the time to learn Spanish or even go out of your way and do a little bit of history, man, since the 80s, since the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Motherfuckers weren't over here just saying, orale, ese, vato, taco, vato.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? Gato.
Exactly. No, you're right. You're totally right. Yeah.
Look, there's a song that Duende has out there. I believe it was aimed towards YG and Blueface during that whole fucking mariachi suit and fucking pretty much just the whole fucking just mocking our culture and shit, man.
Yeah.
If anybody can clip this and send this to that man, hey, just listen to that song by Duende, homie. Get a little clecha.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, a freebie. It's knowledge, homie.
That's good. That's a very good suggestion. Because I mean,
look, hold up, man. I don't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Let me give you a short list here, man.
Go for it.
Let me give you. Let's start off with Duende, like I said, right? And then let's take it over to the SD card. Little One, Night Owl, Shadow, Little Rob. All right, let me keep going on and take it over to the Harbor area. How about Sinful El Pecador? Capital I Man. Wicked from Brownside. You guys want to talk about mastery, homie? These motherfuckers have not only mastered the English language because they are certified spitters, dog, but they do it in English and Spanish.
Both languages.
Now, it's not my fault. It's not my fault that this man can't relate or can't recognize game when it's sitting in front of his face, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if anybody's gonna be talking about mastering, dog, go out of your way, dog. Pick up a fucking dictionary that translates English to Spanish.
Yes.
Pick up a book.
Yeah.
Yeah. Educate yourself a little bit, man. It's free. The internet is free.
It might help his career.
I think it might help his fucking career, bro. You might gain a couple fans. You never know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, man.
It's true.
Yeah. Dump the cat. dump the Cali Mac stock, man. Fucking hold these rappers accountable, dog.
Yes.
It's fucking ridiculous, man. I can't believe we're even having this fucking conversation and paying attention to these fucking clowns, bro. But
yeah,
we have to defend ours by any means necessary.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, we do. We really do, especially now that it's getting trampled and dragged through the mud.
Bro, it's 2024.
You got no jumper. You got the white guy, the Jewish guy, and the black dude talking about how Mexicans talk and why they talk like that. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly, my man.
Yeah, man. But I'm glad you called, man. I'm glad you gave your 2 cents, because that's actual facts, and you gave a lot of good as they say, klecha.
Yeah, hell yeah, dog. Hey, just another one, dude. Rap is global, my boy.
Definitely.
It's not just in the United States or in Cali anymore, dude.
Mm-hmm.
So
right.
I'm just saying, like, look, if we really want to take it back too, and he's talking about all that ese vato taco burrito bullshit that he was talking about, bro.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It may be news to him. I don't fucking know. But I mean, look, dog, this was before my time, but we've had groups like Folsom, you know?
Yep.
Black and brown and Asian in one group, you know, collaborating with Mexicans, you know, like the G fellas, for example.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
You know, we've had the Cubans, you know, Tony G's been in the game for fucking ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, shout out Tony G.
It's
definitely.
You know, Tony G, Julio G, some of the originators of this fucking production shit on the West Coast, man. Like, it's just, at the end of the day, bro, we have to remember that it's willful ignorance, bro.
Definitely.
And that we can't really, these individuals' opinions don't hold any weight when you have knowledge of self and of your own history, bro.
Yes. Very important stuff.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
It was a clip that went viral. It was a clip that got its little attention and shit. But if you know, you know.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you better ask somebody, man, because it's out there.
That's right. And you know what? I'm glad you mentioned Tony G, because one thing that Tony G said about Chicanos is that look into your culture, because you have an amazing culture. He's talking to Chicanos. Use that culture, because that's exactly what we did with Kid Frost. We used Chicano culture, and that's what made it big. And that's what all these other rappers need to do. They need to go back to the drawing board, look into your Chicano history, look into your Mexican heritage, embrace it, use it, and create.
Yes, of course.
That's
man,
what Tony G says.
The man, and I'm talking about Frost, man. The man made the anthem for our people, man, and that was like back in 9/0.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
yeah.
His character and his ego is a whole separate topic, man. But I'm talking about strictly when it comes to music, man.
Yeah, and that's
the representation had all.
And you know what? Sorry to interrupt, but let me get. You know what was important about that? That whole situation with that song happened because Tony G's homie, which was a Chicano, he's the one that gave Tony G the album for El Chicano that he used to make the beat for Kid Frost.
No shit, man.
Mm-hmm. That's
and then the other little nugget too, man, is that song was originally a poem, right? Written by an academic. Am I correct or not?
You know what? I'm gonna look into that, because that would be badass if that is definitely a fact. How these things just
look
work.
into it, my boy.
I am gonna look into it.
Those are the origins of the song as far as the research that I've been able to make, man.
Really?
And look, man, let's keep it real, dude. I mean, this whole black and brown shit goes fucking way back since fucking, they go back like seats on a Cadillac. You know what I mean, my boy?
Yes.
And fucking, this is just willful ignorance, man.
Yep.
Don't let these suckers divide us, and don't let these suckers give you this fucking false narrative because they have a feel or a need to feed their egos, man.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
100% on that one.
Yeah, dude, I just want to give my 2 cents on the whole fucking situation and shit, man. But
you gave 5 cents. That's what you did. You gave 5 cents.
Let me get my change.
Hell yeah.
Dallas. Hell yeah, Norby's. Hey, good to see you on the podcast, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
I'm out, dude.
All right, man. It's great talking
guys
with
have
you,
a good
man.
one.
And I gotta look up for that. You guys gotta look that up too about the poem, because that definitely sounds extremely interesting.
Yeah, dude, check that shit out for sure, dude. And hey, gente, don't forget support your own, man, because at the end of the day, all we got is us, man.
That's right. Thank you,
All
man.
we got is us.
I appreciate you, man.
Good night.
Night, man.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches. All right, GW dropped another 5. Thank you much. Thank you very much for that. It was a bad representation with Spider Loc. I wouldn't waste time on that subject because it's low level convo. I agree, but I would definitely love to see a conversation with well-knowledge individuals talk about these things. Caller, your name, where are you calling from? Caller.
Norby.
Yes, sir.
Buenas noches, Norby. I just barely got on the YouTube thing.
Buenas noches, man. Thanks for tapping in.
Man, it's been a while. I haven't seen you. You know what? Hey, you keep up your game, man.
I will, man.
I gotta go to work tomorrow, man. You know what? I'm gonna watch the podcast and I'm gonna see what you guys were talking about, man. Échale ganas, man. All right.
I will, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. You there? Oh, okay. Well, thank you for that, man. You know what? In here, let me read a comment that I thought was interesting that Central Cal put up. Let's see if I could put it. Let's see if I could find it. Okay, let's see. I think it's. Let's see. Where was it that I thought was interesting? Okay, I'm going to pin it so everybody can read it also. He said, I asked LA Icon to touch on the topic on the news today. He didn't want to. And that's what I'm talking about, because he should have talked about it. The guy that felt so strongly that Raza should have been represented on the Juneteenth event, you would think he would want to talk about this topic. Or maybe Rich Juan would do it. Who knows? Oh, the homie Rich Juan. I think that's how his name is. I don't know. I don't care. Okay, guys. Well, aside from that, I just want to say I think we had a good show tonight. I think we touched on some good subjects. I do want to say that I do want to see that conversation happen where we do have a very knowledgeable individual from the Black community and a very knowledgeable individual from the Mexican community, Chicana community, speak on these things. I got another call. Caller, your name, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from West Covina.
West Covina in the house. How can I help you tonight, man?
Is this Norby?
Yes, it is.
Okay, look. All right, for sure. This is Rich Dollars 64. I got a YouTube channel, and
oh, you do? Okay, wait. Say your YouTube channel again so everybody can know.
The Making of a Man TV.
The Making of a Man TV. Guys, check it out.
Yeah.
Support.
So look, I wanted to weigh in on this topic.
Okay.
Because first off, I've had a little run-in with Gil before myself.
All right.
And as far as Gil, I don't think he's a genuine person. I think he's a disingenuous guy. I think he puts people out there for setup. And I think the whole interview with Spider Loc and Spody Face was a fiasco.
Yeah.
Now, the last caller, I think he was biased in a lot of his views.
Okay.
When he was saying that, people should take the time to learn another language. Well, there are people out there, Black people, that can speak Spanish.
Well, not only, I'm sorry to interject, but not only that, but there are Black people that is actually their first language.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
La primera lengua de ellos.
Yeah. Yeah, if you go to certain states in Oaxaca, actually a city in Oaxaca, there are Blacks that learn Spanish, And if you go to certain states in Mexico, there are blacks that learn Spanish also.
Veracruz.
They're like maybe 3 generations in of only speaking Spanish.
Check this out, Northeast. There's a place in Mexico. When they had that big controversy about when Icon said about the Juneteenth thing.
Yes.
There's a place in Mexico where they celebrate Juneteenth. It's the only place in Mexico. It's called Nacimiento de los Negros.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
And it's an hour and a half outside of Galveston, Texas. And those people came down the Trail of Tears. The Mexican government gave these black people 75,000 acres in Mexico.
Yeah.
They assumed black names, and they're right there in Mexico.
Yes, they are.
So when Icon did all that, and they said that the Mexicans couldn't have their place on the stage, a lot of people was misinformed on both sides, bro. On the black side and the brown side.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So what we need is more education of each other.
Yes.
See what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So we can know that our cultures are more closer than because first off, we both got some proud people.
Yes.
If you listen to the last caller,
yes,
he was kind of offended, so he came out there prideful. Like as far as Tony G and Julio G,
yes,
though I know those people personally. Tony G, that's my homie. Julio G, he hosted a mixtape for me. So I've been knowing Julio G, Tony G, all the dudes down there at the Hennessy Lounge, Kiki, and all them.
Hennessy Lounge, yes.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know these people, homie.
That's right.
Those is my homies.
Yep.
I've been knowing them. I grew up in La Puente.
All right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So
hells yeah.
I know all these people. Grew up with all these people. So a lot of us come from outskirts places where we don't get a chance to be around each other.
Yes.
Like some people might come from East LA and there is no blacks over there. And then some people might come from the valley where there is blacks, or Compton or somewhere where,
yeah,
we just need more experience with each other.
Exactly. You're right. And you see, somebody like you would be the right type of person to be in that kind of conversation.
For sure.
Because you don't see it in a one perspective. You allow yourself to see it from multiple perspectives, which is important in these kinds of conversations. You can't just see it in one way.
I have a unique perspective on this because, for one, I'm a black man who grew up in the barrio. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, like
I grew up in the barrio.
Like Will.i.am.
Like Will.i.am. Puedes hablar con cualquier persona yo quiero. No tengo problemas hablando con nadie en español, amigo.
That's beautiful, man.
So when the last caller, there is people out there that have taken the time to learn the culture.
Definitely.
You feel what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, and that's definitely correct.
Feel me?
Yes. And then I definitely want to say it goes both ways, because there is a lot. I mean, you could even see back in, like, I don't know when I want to say around the 70s, when the Black Panthers were around, when the Brown Berets were around.
Black Panthers and the Brown Berets were synonymous with each other.
Yes.
Julio Cesar Chavez and Martin Luther King had a similar struggle.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
We got to a point where we let prison politics dictate the way we operate with each other on the street. Do you remember the shows back in the day, Chico and the Man?
That's the one with the Freddie Prinze, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember? All of those shows used to be synonymous with each other. Sometimes Chico and the Man might end up on Sanford and Son or something like that.
Yeah.
Or, you remember? Every show back in that day had a black dude with a Spanish homeboy.
Yep. Because that was real. That was real. That's how it was. we had the same struggles as far as like with this government, as far as with society. We had the same struggles. That's why we could relate with each other. That's why we could laugh with each other. Because when they see us together, they think the exact same thing about us.
Somos iguales.
Somos iguales, definitely.
You see what I'm saying? So we got to get more. We got to get more of the right people.
Yes.
On these platforms.
Yes.
More of the right people on these platforms to speak effectively in these manners. You get people that don't have the necessary type of experience dealing with Latinos or Mexican people, and then you ask them to speak. Of course, they're going to speak in a foreign language that's foreign to you because they don't have any experience talking to a homie.
Facts.
Unless they meet that homie in the county. Because they didn't go to school with him.
Yeah.
They didn't go to elementary school with him. They didn't go to junior high. They didn't play junior All-American with him. They didn't go to his house and eat quesadillas with his mom. And see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You need the right people to speak in these instances.
Yes. You're right.
The motherfucking ambassador we don't send the ambassador that don't know nothing about China to China.
Mm.
You know what I'm talking about, G?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and then on top of that, when you get somebody, how can somebody who's not a Chicano speak for Chicano people?
Right.
Huh?
You're right.
How can somebody that's from Honduras speak for Chicano people if he's outside of Chicano culture?
Exactly. How?
Is he a guest in it just as much as I am? Because if I'm not mistaken, which I'm not, and this is a fact, he comes from a country where there are black people, and we know that to be a natural fact.
That is facts. There are definitely blacks in Honduras and even in El Salvador.
All kinds of places. We're not even going to get into that.
Yeah.
Then think about this. On top, sobre todo, there is a black person that is living in his house because his daughter has a son or has a baby from a black person.
Yeah.
So let's just start evaluating who's doing the talking. Bring us a real solid down vato who's a real Mexican to speak for los Mexicanos.
Yes.
And that's all I got to say about that, Northeast.
Well, let me ask you a question though before you go. Let me ask you, from your experience and the people you've seen, what individual in the industry or in the culture would you want to see there as far as the Mexican?
Well, who do I say that has a good, strong voices? Okay, so outside of their politics, is one of the most intelligent individuals and calculating thought process for us for Mexicans as YouTubers is Dubs.
Dubs. Oh wow.
Dubs. Yeah, Dubs.
All right.
Dubs is really intelligent. I made a lot of videos on Dubs because sometimes I don't like the things that Dubs says.
Yeah.
But what I do know about Dubs is Dubs represents the vocals that I know. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That old Southsider, the one from Mariana Maravilla, the one from Norwalk, the one from, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's no different than all of those guys.
Respectable individuals.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yes.
And he's intelligent enough to navigate through different waters. Yes, he does have his own biases, but I think that he looks at the world through a wide enough lens that he could speak effectively. He even spoke good on, I even remember when you went through a little situation
Yes.
He didn't take a side. You know,
Yeah.
and I think and he gives out game for other people.
Definitely.
He wants to see the best for your guys' people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As I'm pretty sure all you guys do, but I think he's one of the top as far as YouTubers.
I would definitely be in agreement with you because I do know that on his show he likes to push the narrative where you don't want to be a part of what I was. You want to be better.
Yeah.
You want to have something better than what I had done. I'm here to tell you guys that don't follow my path. Create a newer one, a better one. Because that's what we all should do. We can't keep going back to that. We can't because we don't win there. We always win when we become creative, when we embrace our culture, our roots. That's when we actually come out on top.
Hey, Norby,
yes.
Let me ask you another question. Let's spin off on this. And I appreciate you letting me have some time on your show, bro.
I appreciate
That's
you.
really big of you. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully in the future we'll do something.
I would.
But let me ask you, how do you feel as a Mexican with everything that's going on with the Venezuelans coming into the country? How do you view that? Well, I can't say you guys because you're in the individual. How do you view that?
Well, it's like I explained to many people. The people that from Venezuela that are coming here, that are being let in, they're not poor Venezuelans. These are Venezuelans that have money. People got to realize that a lot of these people that are coming in here and are getting free money, free homes, free everything. These are the people that helped our government exploit their country.
Hey, bro,
we owe them.
You are so fucking right on that. You know why?
Right.
Because look, I'm a transporter. Sometimes I go to different places all over the country, and I'm in different bus stations. So I'm meeting all of these Venezuelans, and they come in and they're sending fine ass women over here. And guess what?
Yeah.
They all got on all designer clothes.
Yep.
And after they come out of the detention center, they got 2 cell phones. They're either going to Chicago, Denver, or coming this way. And I was able to ask them that because I speak Spanish.
No.
And
they confirmed with you.
Oh, bro, I'm telling you, this is the truth. So when you said that, you ain't lying because they're sending nothing but top-notch, fine-ass women over here.
Yep.
And younger dudes, and they all have designer clothes on.
Yep. And that's why I tell people, like, bro, they're not poor people. They ain't poor. I tell you that much.
No, they ain't poor.
But we do owe them for their services. And that's the part that people don't seem to see. That they did things for us. As far as the U.S. government, they did things for us. And
well,
we
they
just
did things for the government.
There you go. Okay, you know what? Yeah, I like that one better. They did things for the government. Not for us.
Where you from? Where you from, Norby?
Well, born and raised in I was born in General Hospital over here in by downtown, or I guess East LA.
Okay.
Parents are from Mexico, Oaxaca.
Oaxaca.
Yes.
Okay, so you're from the sur de Mexico.
Oh yeah, from the mountains, the montañas de sur de Mexico.
Yeah, so you got the different type of cooking over there.
Yes, we do. We eat grasshoppers for breakfast.
See, I know a lot about the history of Mexico. I've done a lot of studying about Mexico, bro.
And thank you for that. You know what? And I do a lot of studying about Black history in the U.S. because a lot of people don't understand how important and how big of an impact Black culture has been to America. As far as laws, as far as science, as far as everything, society, music. Because we could learn a lot from each other and we could grow a lot from each other.
Yeah, because you know what I've learned throughout my whole life
Yeah.
is si se puede.
Oof.
As far as with Mexican people,
Yeah.
I've watched Mexican people be able to do any fucking thing with the minimal,
Mm.
the least amount. So I've learned that. I've worked beside them. I've been in construction before. I worked a lot of years as a carpenter. So, bro, I've seen things happen that other people can't do. So I have a level of respect for these people because I've seen them in action. I've been right there with them.
Yeah.
I've lived with them. You know what I'm saying? I know what they do. Feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But as far as me and my people, I know what we do too. You
Yeah.
feel me?
Yeah.
So we all strong.
Yes. Yes, we are. We definitely are.
Yeah.
And I love it.
We just gotta learn to be down with each other, man, and learn to love each other, man. And we ain't gonna always get along. Nobody is. We don't even get along with each other. You guys don't even get along with each other and yourselves. So we just gotta learn to be as peaceful as we can and as understanding as we can.
Definitely.
And to all your listeners out there, all your subscribers out there, I got much respect for y'all.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you, man.
All right, Norbeez, appreciate you. Let me come on your channel, homie. Remember me, your boy Rich Dollar 64, Making of a Man TV.
Yes, sir.
I'm out.
Let's do something. Thanks, man. I appreciate you. Thanks for calling.
My boy. Yeah.
Now, that was an incredible call, man. And then that's going to be our last call for the day. But it was a beautiful, beautiful ending as far as the phone calls. I love that conversation very much so. We got another super chat, GW. Thank you so much, man. He dropped $5. He said mostly everything I would say about that subject. Shout out caller. Definitely. Shout out to him. And shout out to you guys for being part of this conversation, calling, letting me know your opinions, your thoughts, because it's really important. A lot of these platforms didn't take calls from you guys. And that's important. It's important to have you guys part of this conversation because a lot of us can get things wrong. You guys might know something that we're not talking about, and you guys bring that to the table, and we need everybody putting in on it because that's how we're going to get better. That's how we're going to grow. And that's how we'll build stronger bonds by communicating and talking with each other. Aside from that, let me read the last part of the live chat. DJ Fidel says, new challenges, pee on AC's door. DJ Fidel. A lot of lines said he probably knows he has a white camera. The caravans today are not like the old school migrants. Why do you get mad that Gil ain't Mexican? Bro, we are all the same. Ivan, it's not that Gil ain't Mexican. It's the fact that he uses the word Mexican to defend his argument. Denver, Dirtbike, laughing emoji, DJ Fidel, TikTok challenges. Boss Media, American Cholo needs to get deported back to Honduras. HBC chemistry. We all raza. Yes, we are. We are all raza. We do have different cultures, but at the end of the day, we are all raza. He has a black pickup truck, 4-door. I don't know if you want to go when. Okay. All right. That's another information. Okay. So pretty much that's about it. Jaime says, hey, Norbies are illegal immigrants taking Chicano jobs, picking fruits and vegetables. You know what? I'm glad you asked that, Jaime, because when I drove up to Chicano Tube's place, I actually saw the workers working the land. And I slowed down because that was my first time actually seeing it in person. You always see the pictures, you always see the videos. You never actually see it in person. And it hit me. Like, it was hot as fuck outside. I was in my car with the AC blasting, but they were out there working, like really working. And I was just amazed that, man, they're really putting in the work. And because of them, fruits and vegetables don't go up in price because they take a lower pay cut so that we don't have to pay so much for fruits and vegetables. So America definitely owes a big debt to them for that because, as we all know, everything's getting freaking expensive. Anywhere you go, it's freaking expensive now. But they keep working hard in this heat to give us low prices on things that we need. Maria Manta Fonseca, I'm glad you're back. Thank you. I'm glad to be back too. I appreciate that very much. Boss Media, send illegals to work for free. I don't know about that. Central Cal, I'm from Bakersfield. I see it all the time. That's wild. How do you not get inspired by their work too? That's crazy. Gilbert Ortiz, you got to take the number down, Norbert, or else people aren't going to stop calling. Good point. Thank you for that. Let's see. Where is that? Thank you for pointing that out. Okay. Where is it? There it is. All right. Let me take that out. All right, guys. Well, we reached the end of the show. I want to say thank you to all the live chat. I want to say thank you to all the callers. I want to say thank you to the super chatters. I appreciate that. We're going to be back soon again. It might be News with Norbies, or it might be Run the Fade. Also, I am working on another project that hopefully I'll bring to you guys soon also. Aside from that, you know what? I do want to leave off one thing, because I don't know if some of you guys might not know, but I do some video work, and I recently went last week to an event. I think I told you on News with Norbies, the last one, that I was going to go to a concert, and this concert is was brought to you by Broken Open Entertainment, if I got that right. They had artists like the Dove Shack. They had Hypnotic, G-Rooted. They had Spanish Fly and NB Riders. And I gotta tell you, NB Riders, those brothers, man, they still bring it. And let me tell you, the girls that went there was quite a lot of girls that I was like, fuck, I need to get the courage to talk to them. Let me see if I could bring up this thing. Before we go, I wanted to show you something. Oh, here we go. Media source. Bear with me. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, here it is. Let me make sure I change the size because it's freaking huge. Nah, I just thought about putting this up just now. That's why I'm like, I didn't really think that one through. All right, let's see. Fit to screen. There we go. And I just realized I don't think I had the live chat on there with you guys, but maybe I did. All right, let's see if I could play it now. Give me a second here. Does it pop out? All right. I don't know if you hear it.
Broken Open Entertainment coming to a city near you. With many artists. Yeah.
Let me play that.
Broken Open Entertainment coming to a city near you. With many artists like Hypnotic, G-Roots.
Ooh, baby girl, what's going down in this crazy world? Who would have thought it would come to this? Who would have thought? Even though the moment was brief, it was a moment of peace. The momentum got too strong.
Spanish Fly.
Let's load the shotgun up to show them all that it's fly. Don't give a fuck, cause it's about time they learn how it really goes down. So throw on
Pony Riders.
All right, that's enough of the music. Yeah. And these girls, fuck, they're banging. All right, guys. So I want to show you guys that. That was a little clip that I made for that event. That aside, thank you to everybody that joined tonight. Do me a favor, hit the like button, put a comment in the comment section. Help a brother out. Aside from that, much love to everybody that came through. And I will see you on the next one, all right? Thank you, guys. See this thing plays.